Hi, Isa. Good afternoon. How are you today?
Hello, good afternoon. Fine, a little bit sleepy, but fine. And you?
You didn't sleep well?
Yes, but I woke up early today.
Okay. All right. I thought that you suffer from insomnia.
Sometimes, but no, no. Yesterday, no.
All right. Good. Okay. I'm good. Thank you for asking. I am feeling good. Yes, it's a good day. It's okay. Everything's good.
That's
All
right.
right. Good. So I am going to share on the screen this
Mhm.
page. Give me 1 second. This one. So here you can see your points
Yep.
and your words. What happened with this? Tell me.
I know. Yeah, I did it, but I didn't do a lot.
All right. Yes, you did, but you didn't do a lot. All right, I understand. Okay, so try to practice this more because I think that this is very important due to that this is the skill that, or the section of the TOEFL test that you said that you had so many to improve to. Okay,
Mhm.
so just be careful about that. Is it hard, this course?
No, not really.
Not really.
No, it was just because my time.
Okay, the time.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, good. Yes, I think that is going to help you. All right, good. I'm just gonna see the words. Okay. All right, good. Well, and let's continue with the homework. So there was
Yep.
a homework.
I did it.
Okay, so tell me, did you did it with the time?
Yep, 10 minutes.
All right, and how many time did you spend doing this?
I didn't wrote.
Okay, but you finished before the alarm sounded.
Yep.
Okay, good. Excellent. And how
Then
many mistakes do you have in the first one?
four mistakes.
Okay, 4 mistakes. All right. And in the second one?
I know, wait a second. In the second one? Which second
Ah,
one?
no.
No,
Well,
because
here.
that one we did it here, right?
Ah, yes, you're right. But I said 225 and 226.
225.
You didn't do the 226. All right.
No.
All right. No problem. All right.
Oh
Good.
my god.
Okay. So we can practice that. That's good. All right. Good. So tell me. Which ones? Okay, so tell me number one, because the homework was to solve this, but also you were going to explain it. Okay, so let's start with number one.
I have it incorrect.
Oh my gosh, which one was your
But yes,
option?
now I think I have why what is incorrect. I checked.
All right, good.
Well, first I chose the letter C, but the correct one is the letter A.
Okay, all
And
right.
why? Because I checked that in the letter C, I have like, if I put the letter C, I have two actions, R and change. So that's why it's incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's right.
And that's why it's letter A.
Okay, all
Because I
right.
need.
Okay, all right. So we have here that. And
Mhm.
this one, it's a subject object. No, subject, sorry, connector, an adjective clause connector subject, right?
Mhm.
So that means that this is the action of that. All right, complicated.
Mhm.
Let me change. No, are you sure? Form. Oh yes. Uh-huh.
If it is that correct, yes, I'm
Yes,
sure.
yes, yes, yes. Give me 1 second. All right, give me just one little second to see the answer key.
Mhm.
Okay, yes, it's correct. Letter A. Okay, very good. Okay, so here we are talking about, give me 1 second. Here we are talking about the object of the action form, that is alliances and enmities, right? Alliances and enmities is the object of the action form. The subject is dolphin,
Mhm.
and we have a adjective clause connector subject that is that, and it's going to describe the alliances and the enmities. That's why this one is in plural or is not with s, because we have two subjects, or we have two objects in that case, alliances and enmities. So that's why we have change. All right.
Yep.
Good. Excellent. All right. Number two.
Well, the number two I have correct, and it's the letter D.
Okay. Letter D. Okay. That's right. Letter D. Okay. Why?
Because we need. Oh, I only correct the incorrect ones. But okay, it's because science is the subject, art is the action,
Okay.
or now beginning, are
Subject.
beginning.
The action is are now
Now
beginning.
beginning. So the experiments on. Why is it? Then we need a connector that is how,
Okay.
and we need a subject that is noise pollution, and then the action.
Noise pollution is the subject.
Yeah, I think
Okay. All right.
37.
So yes, noise pollution is the subject. So in these all four, we have the subject.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. And then
But we need an action.
we need an action, but here trigger is an action.
A trigger is an action, really?
Yes, yes, for
I
sure.
didn't.
Trigger.
I was not sure about that.
Desencadenar. That's right.
Oh,
Desencadenar, provocar.
okay.
Okay. So why did you choose letter D?
Because.
Okay. Very good. Okay, so we have an action here. So that means that we have to have a subject. The subject is no pollution,
No
but
pollution.
also we need a connector in order to connect the two clauses. Okay.
Yep.
Letter A doesn't have a connector, so that's
Mm-hmm.
why this can't be. All right. Okay, letter B also cannot be because we have that, and that is an adjective clause connector. And remember, the adjective clause connectors, they have to be after a noun, but this one is a preposition, not a noun. So that's why letter B cannot be, okay?
Yep.
All right, letter C cannot be because if we choose it, this one, how noise pollution is a singular subject. It's singular, so that means that this one has to be with S, triggers. So that's why we are not going to choose it, right? So that's why letter D is the correct answer.
Because the subject is scientist. Or
No, because we have a modal. Remember, after modal, the subject, the verb goes in simple form.
that's right. Yep.
All right, good
Yep. To
question.
be honest, I forgot that trigger. It was an action. That's why I choose the letter B.
Okay. Well, it was a good logical thinking, right? But yes, it's correct. I mean, if you had it correct, it's correct, but I just wanted to show why, okay?
Yep.
Good, excellent. So let's go with number three.
And I had incorrect.
Okay, incorrect. So you choose before.
Okay, I choose the letter D, and the correct one is the letter B.
Okay, letter B. Okay,
And I wrote here that the Apollo 11 astronauts is the subject.
good.
And where is it? And then I was confused, and I chose the whom. But whom is for singular, right? Or I can use with
It's just a connector. Whom is just a
a
connector. It doesn't
connector.
matter if it's singular or plural.
No, okay. That's why.
And it's
Well, and
huh?
yes, and I choose the letter D because I'm not sure why I choose letter D
Okay.
of the
Okay.
first.
All right. What is the verb of this one? The Apollo 11 astronauts.
Um, no, that's with witness.
Witnesses,
Uh,
witnessed. Okay.
witnessed. That's the action.
Um, you sure? Are you sure?
No.
Because we are talking about the astronauts, okay? So I think it's where
It's aware of the
this
Earth's
is the
limits
action.
and the person who's more on you that. Okay, we have a lot of prepositions, right?
That's right, exactly. So let's find the prepositional phrases. Of is a preposition and it's going to be
A
air
witness,
inhabitants, witnesses, witnessed.
witnessed.
This in this case, witnessed it's an adjective.
Okay.
Okay,
On the
now on
famous,
the famous first moonwalk
so
is
first
another
one,
professional phrase. On
and the
July
face.
20, 1969 is another professional phrase. And
Yeah.
we have a conjunction that is joining two names, okay? Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, okay? So
Okay.
this is the action of the subject, the Apollo 11
Mm-hmm.
astronauts. So we are going to have an adjective clause because we are going to describe astronauts. Okay,
Yep.
very good, excellent, good. So we are going to need a subject and a verb, and this one letter
Yep.
D doesn't have a subject. Sorry, yes, it doesn't have a subject and a verb because home is it's a connector, but it's
Connector.
not a connector subject. It's just a connector.
Mm-hmm.
And in letter C, we have the verb, but we don't have connector. So that means that we need a connector and also the subject. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
That's why I wrote. I put that letter D is incorrect because we don't have a subject.
No, yes, but you are right. You're right
But
because
also,
this one is
it's
this is
because
the
we have a verb, right? Or no?
yes, exactly. That's right. So yes, you're right. So this is the verb witnessed is the verb, but is the verb of the clause of millions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and astronauts were, yes. So I am going to put it here. This were is the action of astronauts, but this witnessed is the action of millions. Millions witnessed in past. Okay, so that's why it's letter B. All right. So yes, you were thinking maybe witness is an adjective, but no, it's okay. It's an action actually. So exactly. So you said that if you choose this one letter D, you would have two actions. That's why it's incorrect. Were and witnessed. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we are going to choose letter D. Correct. Very good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good. All right. Let's go with number 4.
Well, the number four, I have it correct. It's letter D.
Okay. Letter D.
Yeah.
Why?
Because we need the connector and we need an action.
Okay.
And yes, it was because also because we have I served. I have the
Uh-huh.
action served, so I
Is
only
in
start with
past
that. Okay.
participle.
We need has and a connector, so which has.
Okay, so okay, tell me the first part. What is this part? Or what is the name of this part? This is not a subject or something.
No, it's like the positive.
It's on. Yes, it's an appositive. Right. That's right, and it's made of two prepositional phrases, right?
Mm-hmm.
One, two. Okay, then the subject of the sentence is
Alfred Binet
exactly Alfred Binet, and the verb
develop,
developed. That's right.
develop.
Very good. Then we have the object that is a test. Then we have a prepositional phrase that is for measuring intelligence, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then we are going to have a what kind of clause? Because you're saying that you need a connector. So this one, what kind of clause is this one?
That's a good question.
Okay, here is the
Yeah.
answer. Intelligence.
The adjective.
Exactly, it's an adjective clause. That's right. Very good. Excellent. And he's the only one that has a connector, right? He's the
Uh-huh.
only one. Okay, but don't trust too much about that because we are going to see like in the next skills that we are going to reduce clauses. So sometimes we are going to reduce the connector and the verb. Okay.
Okay.
So be careful about that. Well, we are going to see in the future, but it's not so hard to understand it. All right, very good. Number 5.
Okay, the number 5, I have it incorrect again.
Again, all right. Which one did you
And
choose?
at first I chose the letter B, and the correct one
Okay,
is the letter C.
that's right.
And yes, I remember what I was between those answers, but I thought that letter C was incorrect because I was thinking that I cannot use it at the beginning, but then I checked that yes. And
Yes, 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 yes. Okay, what is the rule that you can use that at the beginning of the sentence?
it's when is I can remember a cause connector. Yes, no.
Ah, okay, it's an adverbial connector. Yes, it's an
Uh,
adverb connector. That's right.
yeah, when
So
I was
that is an adjective connector, but also it's an adverb connector. It's an adverb manner connector.
yeah.
Yes, you're right.
So
Exactly.
that's why I was confusing that one.
Okay, be careful about that. Okay, so the answer is that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so could you explain me the sentence, please? Number 5.
Okay. Yeah, we have that the connector, yes.
Uh-huh.
Then we have all police officers is the subject,
Okay,
have the action.
very
Then we
good.
have at least 4 hours and of
Uh-huh.
Harset's materials response training is the
Yes,
prepositional phrases.
yes, very
We
good.
have
Excellent.
two, and then we have the action again.
So
Is
this is the first one, this is the second one,
and then we have the action.
and this is another personal phrase, right?
Hmm.
Good.
Yep.
So it's a noun clause connector, right?
Yep.
It's a noun clause connector. Ah, okay. So I was thinking that it was an adverb connector, but now it's a noun clause connector.
Hmm.
Okay, very good. Excellent. So this is the
Okay.
subject, right? All this clause is the subject. Oh, and the verb is this one, is mandated, is passive. Okay,
Yep.
very good. Okay, let's go with number 6, please.
Well, then from number 6 to 10, I have correct. Let me
Okay,
check again.
which one did you check? Did you check?
Yep, the number 6 is letter C.
Letter C. Exactly.
Yep, and we have because I have a connector, a clause, receiver is the subject of negative is of negative charge is
Uh-huh.
the I forget the name prepositional phrase.
That's right.
Extends is the action. Extends
Good.
upward, I think, is the action.
Yes, exactly. It's an adverb. That's right.
Yep. Then from the altitude, and we have one more time two prepositional phrases from the altitude, and then we have at.
At.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm. But I put the connector which, and then we
Okay.
have a subject also.
Okay.
And I choose, yes, I choose, what is correct? The C because the first we put the subject and then the action, right?
Exactly, that's right. Yes, they are just very specific situations where you are going to invert the subject and the action. That's
Okay.
right. That's right. Very good. Excellent. It cannot be letter A, Y. So we have a preposition. Maybe this one is the object of the preposition at.
Um,
No, because it's an action, right? Here is an action. It's not a subject. Okay, and this one is the same. We have an action here. So if you notice, in all the sentences we have action, hit, 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 and hit. So that means that you have to have a subject, because remember, for every verb in English, we need a subject, right?
yep,
So if we need a subject, that means that we need a connector, right?
yep.
Okay, very good. Excellent. So let's go with number 7.
Okay, I have correct, and it's letter A.
Exactly, letter A.
And then I forgot. Okay, the first one I don't remember. I think that it's a positive.
That's right.
Then Samsung is the subject. Developed is the action.
Very good.
Plan is the object.
Very
And then
good.
we have a phrase, prepositional phrase that is to incorporate.
Okay.
Police. And also one more time we have a prepositional phrase that is enforcing environmental protections laws.
Uh-huh.
And we have the connector there that is whenever. So I
Uh-huh.
only need to put the subject and the action that it is feasibly
Feasible. Feasible.
feasible. Okay.
That's
Yep.
right. Very good. Excellent. It is. It's the only one that has subject and action. Well, letter D has subject and action, but the problem is that
We
um,
have
it has it doesn't conjugate correctly with feasible, right?
yep.
All right, very good. Okay, so let's go with number 8.
Number 8 is the correct one, letter B.
That's right.
Yep, and I need that connector at the beginning. Will be is the action. Will be carried is the
Mm-hmm.
action. Then prepositional phrase that is in the next space.
Should
Shuttle,
Yes, should.
shuttle payload.
Uh-huh.
Then we have the action has not yet been
Very good.
announced. And
Yes, very
prepositional
good.
phrase is to the public.
To the public. Okay, so we have two subjects. Sorry, we have two verbs. And then, so we have will be carried is one verb, has not yet been announced. It's another verb. What's going on? So we need two subjects, right? So where is the subject? Or what's going on with the subject?
It's the what, right?
Exactly, very good. What is what?
I forgot the name of the. It's
Okay,
noun clause connector
connector
subject.
subject.
Yes.
That's right. It's a noun clause connector subject. That's right. So what is the subject of the first clause? That is what will be carried. And also all the clause is the subject of the verb has not yet been announced because it's a noun clause. All right.
Yep.
Okay, very good. Okay, let's go with number 9.
Okay, number 9, correct. It needs letter B.
Is letter D. Is letter
Uh,
B, right?
yep, B.
Yes, good.
And it's because why? Ah, we are talking about the skydiver, and will fall is the action.
Okay, give me 1 second then. And so skydiver, a skydiver is the subject and will fall is the verb.
Yep,
Okay,
I think. And we have then a phrase at a constant
at a
speed. And
constant
one more
speed.
time,
That's right,
we
very
have two
good.
that is of that one.
Uh-huh, very good.
So I check that I need an action one more time, and because also we have a up,
Okay,
and that's why I choose that one because I need a connector because I have two actions, which is
okay. It's a connector subject.
yep,
All right, so it's a noun adjective clause. What is it?
a noun.
It's a noun clause. Okay, good. So
Yep.
what is this one during free fall?
I ignore it. It's information, right? So it's
It's an
uh,
positive.
a positive.
Yes, exactly. So it's an adjective clause because it's describing the fall.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, during free fall, which is up to a full minute. So
Oh,
which is up to a full minute is the adjective clause. is describing the fall, and there ends the appositive. A skydiver will fall at a constant speed of 120 miles per hour. Okay, so just
Okay,
be
so
careful about that.
both are positives,
It's
right?
all complete. I
Sure.
mean, I am going to put it here. So during free fall, comma, which is up to a full minute, it's an appositive all,
Okay.
comma, and then the sentence starts. A skydiver will fall at a constant speed of 120 miles per hour. Okay. But
Okay.
in this case, we are describing fall. That's why it's an adjective clause because we are describing the fall. Okay, so this one is a connector subject, but of an adjective clause. Okay, you
Okay.
understand?
Yep.
Okay, so if you want to see in another way, it's all a prepositional phrase that is before the noun or before the sentence, but it's an appositive. To the end is an appositive. All right. Okay, good.
And the last one, number 10, it's letter C. I have correct.
Better see. Okay, good. Explain it.
The fact is the subject,
Mhm.
and is the action.
Okay, very good.
Then we have prepositional phrases to begin.
Oh, well, yes, and then we have another verb. Where is it?
Yeah, that's right. That's why I choose that one. That right.
Yes, it's correct. Actually, it's correct. But tell me why.
I can't remember.
Okay.
Let
So
me.
we have that the fact
And
and the most,
also, we usually say the fact that, right?
well, it's a connector, right? It's an adjective connector, right? Because that the most important rating periods it's about to begin is describing the fact, right?
Yep.
The fact that the most important rating period is about to begin and the clause ends there. So let's cut it here in a square. From here to here, it's the adjective clause. So
Mm-hmm.
the fact is the subject and has caused is the action of the subject fact. So imagine that it doesn't exist. The fact has caused all the networks to shore up their schedules, right?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Very good. Excellent. Okay, questions?
No, not really.
All right, so let's finish this one, please.
Yeah.
From number 1 to number 3, number 12, the skills, please. If you remember, let me know and I can write here in a little square all the skills. Okay?
Yes, everything.
Yes, it's from number 1 to 12. Do you remember all the skills?
I have it in my on my
All
notebook.
right, excellent. You can use your notes, don't worry.
Okay, yes, we have
And yes,
subject,
sure.
verb,
Subject, verb. Okay, this is the first
object
one.
of preposition.
Okay,
Uh,
object of prepositions.
uh, it's in singular.
Object of a preposition, yes, is an object
Okay.
of a preposition, that's right.
Appositives,
Positives,
present participle,
present participle, past
participles,
participle,
past participles, coordinate connectors,
coordinate connectors,
then adverb time
adverb
connectors,
time connectors,
and
other
cause
adverb
connectors.
connectors,
Other adverb connectors. Then we have noun clause connectors,
non-clause connector,
and noun clause connector subject,
non exactly,
adjective clause
adjective
connector,
exactly,
and
and
adjective
adjective
clause
clause connector
connector subject.
subjects. That's right. Very good. Excellent. All right, so I am going to give you 10 minutes to finish this. You can start whenever you want, okay?
Okay, so yep, okay, I'm ready.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay, we need a subject. Uh-huh. Oh my god. Nope. That one, no. Uh, no, that one is- I'm going to say number one is letter B.
Okay, letter
Um,
D, right?
D, uh-huh, yep. Number two, radioactive. Five. Probable weight measure the- No, that one, no. Dios mío. Radioactive. That one, no. That one, no. Okay, I'm going to say number two is letter C.
Okay, number two, letter C.
Number three, contain we have a comma. So the number, oh my god, because of just I'm going to say the number three is letter D. 'Cause
B,
D.
B, right?
No, D. That's
D,
just D.
okay, all
Please,
right.
okay, thanks. Okay, maybe. Then, okay, number
Seven,
six.
six, sorry, six.
Okay, many companies across the country have multi content and actions of interest. What is Dios. So that what I'm going to say that is letter B.
D,
No, B.
B.
Number seven in the first draft of the pictures with no design will not. Okay, 2021. No. The person- I'm going to choose the letter C in number seven.
7C.
Number eight, if a food label indicates that a fruit is mostly from, okay, we have a comma. Doesn't mean that it- And I'm going to choose one more time letter C for number eight.
Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, you have 5 minutes left, and
But
you
it's
have
missing the
to.
49 or no?
Yeah, you just give me 1 second. But I want to correct it like now. So this one
Okay,
is someone is incorrect, and
really?
this one is incorrect. Okay, so you're going to tell me why. You're going to correct it. Number one, let's go with number one.
Okay, let me check. Okay, so I'm going to choose letter C in number one. It was my second option.
It's also incorrect. Letter
Oh
C.
my god, really?
Yes, it's incorrect.
No.
Okay,
Okay, I
so
have the question if loom is an action or not.
yes, it's an action. Yes.
Oh, that's why I know. That's why I chose the letter D.
No, but okay, but you have a connector. That is a connector. So that means that you have to have two actions if you choose letter D.
Oh my god, yes.
So you only have one action, that is
No, it's the
lumi.
letter A. Oh my
Yes,
god.
letter A is the only action.
Yes, and I read the in the letter D. Yeah, I. Oh my god, I need to wear glasses.
Okay, you yeah, like you need to put you need to put a little bit more attention, a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, loom is the only action in this sentence.
Hmm.
Okay, is the only action. Above the northern and western boundaries, it's a prepositional phrase. Of the expanding city is another prepositional
Hmm.
phrase. Of Tucson is another prepositional phrase. Loom is the action, so we only need a subject. All
Yep.
right.
Yep,
So
that's why
letter
I didn't choose the letter B because I was sure that it was no the connector. Yes, it's the connector. Yes, because I need a comma, right?
Yes, exactly. Well, because it's a connector. That's so, but if you use because, you will need a comma and another
Mm-hmm.
subject and another action,
Yep.
right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, very good. Okay, good. Excellent. And then number three, please.
Okay. I think it's letter C now.
Letter C.
No, wait a second. No.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh, also
Yeah.
incorrect.
Choose which Argentine. It's letter A, right? Or no?
No, it's letter B.
Really?
Yes. Why? Here you have a comma, but you
Yeah.
have an. It's a coordinating connector. Remember, and, but, or, so,
Mhm.
yet. So they are after a comma. So
Yeah.
here is the subject, here is the action. This is a prepositional phrase, and
The
this is another
professional.
prepositional phrase. This is another prepositional phrase, and this is the verb. So what
Mm-hmm.
you need, you only have here an action contained. You need a subject. Is the only thing that you need, right? And this one, genes, which are, you have a subject, but you also have a connector. So that couldn't happen. Letter B, you have a subject and the verb to be, and you have past participle. So that means that is passive, right?
Okay.
You understand it?
Yay.
And it cannot be letter D because it's a connector and you have the comma, but you have another coordinate, or you have another connector that you
Okay.
understand. You understand?
Yeah, okay. If I use because at the beginning I cannot have a different connector in the middle, right?
You
Yep.
can have, but you need another verb. So
Okay.
remember, for every connector that you use, you would need to have two subjects and two verbs because it's connecting, right? It's connecting two clauses. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Excellent. Good. So let's go with the second part. So you need 4, 5, 9, and 10. Okay.
Yay.
Okay.
Uy.
Continue.
Okay. Mhm. Yes. Oh my god. Okay. That is that.
Remember subjects and verbs. The first
Mm,
thing, the first thing that you need to look for.
may I write?
Yes, 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 for sure.
Okay, I'm sure.
Watch out, the study is not a subject.
Is the object
It's
of
an
the
object. That's right. That's right.
is and here we have that. Okay,
It's a
here we have
connector.
it. Action. The
Excellent.
subject. Action. Necessary information.
Excellent. All right.
And here we have one more time. Who? Action and subject.
Excellent. Very good. It is not a subject. It's just it is just an object. Okay. Just be careful about that. But it's okay. Good. This one is good. So remember, for every subject, you need a verb. For every verb, you need a subject. So you have the correct subjects and the correct verbs.
Check it.
Okay.
So I'm going to use the letter A.
Excellent.
Yes.
Good.
Number five. It's
Yes.
the same symptoms that occur. Symptoms, okay. Here we have one more time the subject, same symptoms. Occur is the action. Why do I have occur here? Okay, let's check.
You have a connector.
Yep. The dot, right?
Yes, that. All right.
Okay, so we need that. Yes, and Mm, okay, then occur with a company say the occur with contain. Is the letter D maybe?
All right. It's letter. Give me 1 second. It's letter B.
No.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you have, remember, you have a connector that is that. In
Yeah.
this case, is an adjective. It's an adjective clause connector subject. Why? Because it's after symptoms. It's a noun. Okay. It's describing the symptoms. So here is the action of that clause. That subject occur action. Okay. So you have another subject that is symptoms subject, and you have a verb that is occur. Okay, so you have two subjects, two verbs. Okay, so
Yep.
you don't need another subject. Okay, you don't need another subject. Amphetamines means that you can use it as a subject, so you can't. Okay, letter C, it has so, but it doesn't have a comma, so also it cannot be. Okay, and here in letter D, you have the preposition, so that converts amphetamines into the object of the action. So here another subject. You don't need another subject because you have two subjects, two verbs. You
Yeah.
don't need any subject, any verb. So the only thing that you need is the preposition, object of preposition, and can occur, that is part of the verb, can occur. Okay?
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right, very
Well, a
good.
little bit close.
A little bit close. All right. Good.
Okay,
So let's go with number 9.
enter space allowed to include which has been recognized. Okay, here we have the connector in as much
Not much.
have been. Dios, oh my god, we have has.
Uh-huh.
So maybe it's letter B or letter D. Let me check. It's when
Remember that the
here,
connector
here,
is
here.
in as much as, all
In as much
together,
as.
in as much as,
Where is us?
as.
Ah, yep. Ah, okay, that's right. Oh my god. In as much as
And it's an adverb connector,
it's
okay?
any transform has the original interesting been the original has. Okay, maybe it's the letter. No, wait a second. No. So
It's an
maybe
adverb
it's
connector. Remember, adverb. Remember the
we
structure.
describe.
No, no, no. Adverb connector. Remember the structure. Subject, verb, connector, subject, verb. Because it's an adverb connector. Remember, the only things that you can use connector as a subject is adjective clause and noun clauses, but this is an adverb connector. It's not an adjective, it's not a noun clause connector. Exactly, very good. So you need a subject. And the only one that it has a subject after the connector is this one. Okay?
Yeah.
Very good. Excellent. And the last one, please.
Oh my god. The report. This one on the nuclear power plant indicate. Here's the action. We have that. We have that in when the plan had gone online inside. What? What is that and what is when?
Both are connectors.
But why is
Both are
are they together?
yes. So that means that it's double clause. It's together, but it's a double clause. It's like remember the Russian dolls. One doll inside another doll. It's the same.
Okay, so let me check that. So here is the first one, the plant.
Watch out. Well, just one connector. Just one connector.
So this one is with this one.
Okay. This one, when the plant had gone,
Yep.
is an adverb connect. This is an adverb connector, and this is the clause. Okay. When the plant had gone online. And
Mhm.
this one, that is another clause that involves this one until unsafe.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. So we have that with plant has gone online. Oh, the plant had gone online. That is everyone says. The letter D.
Letter D,
D.
B. Okay, letter B is correct. Very good. Excellent. So it's not an adjective clause connector because it's not after a noun. This is not a noun. So that
Mm-mm.
means that that is an adverb connector. So you need a subject and a verb. Okay. So you are not going to choose letter C because it's only a verb. You're not going to choose that because that is another connector. You don't need another connector. You have your connector, okay? And letter A, it has an, it's a coordinate connector. You don't have a comma, so you're not going to choose this. You
Okay.
understand? Excellent.
Yeah, but it was a little bit difficult.
Okay, remember Russian dolls, remember Russian dolls. When you see
Yeah.
connectors, that means that you have to have clauses. You have to have a clause, subject, verb,
Okay.
okay? All right. Another question that you have, maybe?
No.
Okay, good. So just be careful about that. Okay, I think that this is the most harder, the hardest, sorry. I think that this is the hardest part of this book. So be careful about this. Well, this is kind of confusing. So just kind of, I guess, I don't know. But in English, it's possible to reduce a clause, okay? We are just going to reduce adjective clause and noun clauses, okay? So that
Okay.
is the only thing that we are going to reduce. You're not going to, no, sorry, we are going to reduce adjective clause, sorry, adjective clause, and also we are going to reduce adverb clauses, sorry, yes, adverb clauses, okay? So the only thing that we are going to reduce is going to be adjective clauses and adverb clauses. Remember, what is an adjective clause? Is something that is after a noun because it's describing, okay? And an adverb clause, you have to have a connector. You have to remember the connectors, condition connectors, contrast connectors, time connectors, cause connectors, place connectors, etc. Okay? Remember, we have seen a chart about that. You have a chart of the
Yep.
adverb connectors. Okay, good, excellent. So let's see this example to understand how are we going to this to reduce the connector. So sorry, the clauses. So we are going to start with adjective clause. So reduce adjective clause. adjective clause correctly. Okay, so here we have the woman who is waving to us is the tour guide. If you notice here, you have to identify the clause. It's going to start with who, that is the connector subject of the adjective clause, and it's going to finish here after the verb is. Okay, so this is the, oh my gosh, this is the verb of the subject woman. Okay,
Yep.
this woman or that woman or the woman is the tour guide. This is the main sentence. Okay, all right. This one, who is the connector, is the verb. Who is a connector subject, adjective clause connector subject. Okay, when you want to reduce a clause, you only can reduce adjective clauses and adverb clauses. Okay, so here is an adjective clause. Yes, you can reduce it. How are you going to reduce it? You are going to omit the connector and the verb to be. Just that, the connector and the verb to be. The verb to be could be in present, past, future. It doesn't matter, but you are going to omit the verb to be and the connector. Okay, so this is the reduced form of the clause. The woman waving to us is the tour guide, without commas, without anything. Okay, just like this. Okay, the next one, letter. So I sorry, the letter which was written last week arrived today. This is the clause. The letter arrived today is the main clause, the main sentence, sorry. And if you want to reduce it, it's optional. If you want to reduce it, it's optional, but you're going to find exercise with reduced clauses in the TOEFL test, right? So we are going to meet the connector and the verb to be, the connector and the verb to be. Okay, the letter written last week arrived today. Remember, you are just going to reduce adjective clauses and adverb clauses. Okay, so remember, to be an adjective clause, it has to be after a noun. Woman is a noun, letter is a noun, teacher is a noun.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Questions?
No.
No, not yet.
No.
Not yet. Okay, good, excellent. All right, so there are two things that you're not going to reduce, okay? This is very important. It should be noted that not all adjective clauses can appear in a reduced form. An adjective clause can appear in a reduced form only if the adjective clause connector is followed directly by a verb. In other words, if an adjective clause can only be reduced if the connector is also a subject. Okay, so you are just going to reduce adjective clauses where you have the connector subject. Okay, where you have the connector subject in adjective clauses. Examples: the woman that I just met is the tour guide. This cannot be reduced because you have a subject that is I. Okay,
Yep.
and also the second one, the letter which you sent me, you cannot reduce it. Why? Because you have you and you have I. The only things that you're going to reduce it in adjective clauses is when the connector is the subject. That means that you are describing the noun. Okay, the
Mm-hmm.
complete, like that. You are describing the noun just like this. Okay. Oh my gosh. So just be careful. If you have another subject, you cannot reduce it, and that's it. Okay, so let's go to the exercise. No, no. Okay, and there's another point about this. Okay, there is another point. And if you have the adjective clause connectors between commas, like for example, this one, that is it's an appositive, but it's an adjective clause connector with adjective clause connector. You can also have the adjective clause connector at the beginning, but in a reduced form, just in a reduced form. Okay, so I am going to explain here the 3 steps to do that. So this one is the complete clause. This one is the complete clause. You have connector subject and you have the verb to be, that is. okay, is between commas. So that means that is an appositive, okay? Is between commas. Now, if you want to reduce it, you're going to meet which, and you're going to meet the verb to be, is. So that's why the second one is the reduced form, located in Washington. Is an appositive, okay? Now, if you want, or some exercises are going to be at the beginning of the sentence, but just when they are reduced, and it's an appositive, is the same, it's an appositive. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Question?
Maybe. I think no.
Okay. All right. So remember, you can put an adjective clause at the beginning of the sentence only if it's in the reduced form.
Only
Okay, because
review.
we have had noun clause at the beginning, we have had adverb clause connectors at the beginning with a comma, but you cannot have an adjective clause at the beginning of the sentence, except when it's reduced.
Yay.
Yes?
Maybe.
Okay, good. Questions? Tell me, please, Isa.
No, I think it's a little bit confused.
Okay. All right, good. Okay, excellent. So we have here the chart that is the
Uh,
summarize of this. So could you make a screenshot
yep. Mm-hmm.
and just give me 1 minute to send a message,
Mm,
please? And do you have time, Asa?
yep.
Okay, so we're going to finish exercise 13, all right? Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
All right, good, excellent. So the first one, remember, you can reduce adjective clauses when you have adjective connector subject and the verb to be. And there is another one. You can reduce adjective clauses when you have the adjective connector subject and another verb, but that verb is you're going to transform, you're going to change it to the ing form. Okay, this is very important. I think that we didn't see the example of this. I am going to go a little bit back. And now, okay, this one here. I don't understand the article which appears in today's paper. So here I have my adjective clause connector and my adjective clause. So it's an adjective clause because it's after the article, it's describing the article. Okay, so if you want to reduce it, you're going to omit the connector and the verb to be, but this one doesn't have the verb to be. It has another tense, another subject. In this case, is present simple appears, and it's another verb that is not the verb to be. When this happens, you are going to convert the form, this one, the appears, into the ing form, appearing, okay? So instead just to omit the connector and the verb, you're going to change to the ing form. Remember, this one is just when you don't have the verb to be. When you have the verb to be, you are going to omit the verb to be, and that's it. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, your face is like, oh my gosh, I don't understand anything.
No, because I think I have never seen this before.
Never, never. Oh my gosh.
No, I don't remember. I was trying to check, but I can't remember. But I don't understand the use of this. What?
Uh, you're going to find this a lot on articles, on newspapers, and this kind of stuff, okay? In academic papers and magazines that are like scientific magazine and this kind of stuff. It's not something that you're going to use like in a daily basis. Maybe yes, some people, but I think that not all the people. because it's kind of confusing. Like you said, it's, if this one is confusing for you, imagine for the people that is like English speakers. It's like in Spanish. Like Spanish, they have a lot of rules, but we
Yeah.
don't follow all the rules, you know?
Of course. Yep.
Okay, so, but you have to learn this.
Yeah, but I, yes, I know. But I mean, maybe they use just to be like to reduce the information and not to write too much. That's why they use it.
um, I think it's just a style. You know,
Okay.
some people like to write with a lot of connectors. Some people like to write with reduced clauses. It's
I
just a
hate them.
style. Some people like it, some people, because they, remember that this is not incorrect. It's correct. The only thing
Mm-hmm.
that you're going to do is reduced. So it's, I think it's just depends on the people that is writing.
Okay.
It's just a style like that.
Okay.
For example, for me, I really like to use connectors. I don't like to use the reduced form because it's strange, or is, I think that is not going to be very clearly the message for all the people, you know.
Yep.
But that's why it's just for academic papers, because like people that is studying, or people who is studying university, they need to know this kind of stuff. It's
Oh
just
no.
for a specific public, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good, excellent.
Okay, thanks.
All right, so let's go with exercise 13. Each of the following sentence contain an adjective clause in a complete or in a reduced form. Underline the adjective clauses and then indicate the sentence are correct or incorrect. I am going to explain number one. We will have to return the merchandise purchased yesterday at the Broadway. Okay, so I need to check my subjects and my verbs will have to return, have to, yes, have to is a modal. Okay, so we'll have to return the merchandise, the object of the action, and here I have purchased. Okay, purchased can be an adjective or also can be a reduced form of an adjective clause. How can I notice that? Because merchandise is a noun, so it's after merchandise. So yes, it's a reduced form of a clause,
It was
right?
not an action purchase.
Yes, it's an action, that's right. Yes, exactly, it's an action. That's why it's not an adjective. All right, because remember, we have seen past participles and these are adjectives also.
Yep.
Okay, very good. Excellent. So this is my adjective clause connector. Is after a noun that is merchandise, and it's in a reduced form because I don't have either the connector or the verb to be. So that's why this one is correct. And the complete clause would be which was, mm, yes, which was purchased, like this. So we will have to return the merchandise which was purchased yesterday at the Broadway. Okay, this is the complete clause. And the second one is the reduced form. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right, number two. The children sat in their fancy restaurant found it difficult to behave. So the same, I need to look my subject, the children, and the verb.
Sad?
It could be found.
No sad?
Yes, it could be sad. It could be
uh,
sad. So, but we
okay.
have two verbs.
Yeah.
We have two verbs, okay? So that means that I have to have a connector, but I don't see connectors. So that means that it might be a reduced form of a clause. So I am going to say that this one is the clause because it's
Mm-hmm.
after children.
Yep.
Okay, subject children, and remember, you can only reduce adjective clause or adverb clauses. It's not an adverb clause because I don't have a connector. It's an adjective clause that is describing the children. Okay, all right, good. So it's a reduced form on an adjective clause describing children. So that means that I have to have a connector and the verb to be or another verb, but that would be incorrect because the correct or the complete clause, sorry, the complete clause would be who is the connector that is talking about people, children, and then it would
Was.
be
Really? No.
sat, who sat in the fancy restaurant. This is the complete clause, right? And it's incorrect because if I want to reduce, I have to omit the connector and change the verb that is not the verb to be to the ing form. So the correct would be
Didn't?
sitting. Okay, you understand? Okay, I have to omit this one.
Yep.
And this is the complete one, who sat in the fancy restaurant, and the reduce is sitting in the fancy restaurant.
Okay.
Yes?
Yep, I think maybe yes.
Okay, let's go and let's do the number 3, the 4, and the 5. And as a homework, you're going to do from 6 to 10, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go with number 3. Subjects and verbs.
Me. Oh my god. But 4 years. The major of the
Very
term.
good. Excellent.
Position, prepositional phrase here. Will face is the action.
Very good. Is the action.
Relaction is the object of
Yes.
this action. Is yours.
Yes, very good. Excellent. That's right.
The now. I
And
think it's
now?
correct.
Yes, it's correct. Very good.
Because here we have serving. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And you say that I need to put it with ing.
Exactly. All right. Yes, very good. So what is the
Temporary.
complete clause? That's the difficult part. Tell me the
Yeah.
complete clause.
If we are taking the major of the time with
Yes, we are talking about the
preposition is
major.
major.
Very good. Connector. Let's start with the connector. You said it's an adjective clause
Which
that is talking about a major. A major is a person. So what is the connector?
we are talking about the person is who?
Excellent. Who? Remember, you can only use 3 of an adjective clause. Who, that, and which. For people, it's going to be who. Okay, who. Remember, it's a connector subject, so you only need a verb. It could be the verb to be or the verb in other tense.
Is.
Who is? Okay. Who
Or
is?
no?
Yes, it could be. It could be.
Who is
Who
serving a
is?
term for you?
So you need another part of the verb. Who is
Me? No.
serving? It has to be
I
serving.
yeah, but it's there, right?
What do you mean?
That the word serving is actually here, so or we need to write it again.
No, yes, it's there, but this is the reduce, and I am doing the complete.
Ah, the complete. Ah, okay, yep.
Yes, it's the okay. Serving is correct. Is the reduced form, and I am writing the complete form.
Ah, okay, okay, yeah, I
A
got it.
term of 4 years. Remember, an adjective clause with a connector cannot be at the beginning. Cannot, not. Okay, if it's at the beginning of the sentence, it has to be reduced, just the reduced form. So it's
Okay,
the major who is serving a term of 4 years. Uh, sorry, the major of the major, yes, the major will face re-election next year. And
okay,
this is
yeah.
the complete form. Okay. Now, if you are going to reduce it, you are going to mean the WH, the connector, and the verb to be.
I prefer that
Okay?
way.
Yes, everybody prefer that way. And now, if you want to reduce form, you could, but it's not obligatory. You could put the adjective clause connector at the beginning of the sentence. Okay, you
Yeah.
understand?
Yep. Okay.
Excellent. Very good. Okay,
Oh
let's
my
go with
god.
number 4.
Little bit difficult. Okay, the number 4 we have the brown. New Cadillac is the. Wait a second. No, yes, it's the subject.
Yes,
Change
this subject.
we have less than two
Okay,
weeks ago was destroyed. It's the action.
very
Action.
good. Okay, the
So,
action.
yes, we need a connector because here we have an action,
Exactly. Okay, we need a connection. Okay, so
and
we have
here
a,
is this
you're going to
point.
write the complete clause, okay? Comma,
Okay, we are talking about the brand new Cadillac,
yes,
which, because it's an
which,
object,
okay,
was
which was, okay.
purchasing.
Entonces allá no queda, so be careful of
No,
that. Purchased, because
purchase.
it's passive.
Um,
We are talking about a Cadillac, we are talking about a car. So it's purchased in the past less than
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Okay, 2 weeks ago. All right, very good. So this is the complete clause. Now, if you want to reduce it, you're going to omit the connector and the verb to be. So number 4 is correct or incorrect?
It's incorrect.
Very good, it's incorrect.
But I get lost. Why?
Okay, you got lost. Why? Okay, let's go to the beginning again. It's a It's an adjective clause because it's after the Cadillac, so it's describing the Cadillac, right?
Yeah.
So we could say that this is an adjective clause connector. Sorry, an
Mm-hmm.
adjective clause. It's an adjective clause describing the Cadillac, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to do the complete form. So that means that this is a reduced form because we don't have a connector, right?
Yep.
So let's go and try to do the complete. So we are going to put a connector subject that is which, because we are
Mm-hmm.
talking about the Cadillac that is a thing. So we are going to use which. Okay, was destroyed is the action of the new Cadillac. Was destroyed is passive voice. Then brand new Cadillac was destroyed. Okay, so we are going to use past also in the second sentence, right? To make an agreement, past with past. Okay, which purchasing doesn't have like a tense. Purchasing means that it is purchased, right? If we are going to use purchasing, let's go and try to do this. Was purchasing, but remember, it's passive. So that means that the attention of the action has to be in the object, that in this case is the Cadillac. Okay, so that's why I am going to put it in passive. Was purchased. All right. So if I reduce the clause, I need to omit the which and the was. That's why it's incorrect, because I have purchasing. No?
No.
Okay.
But I mean, the point that I've lost is that I thought that it was correct because here, for example, we use serving and it's correct, right?
Yes, it's correct, because we are talking in um, in present. The mayor of the town will face re-election next year. Will face, but now in this moment, the mayor is serving, is serving, is serving in this moment. Now, the brand new Cadillac was destroyed
Yep, it's
in the
in past.
past, okay? Was destroyed in the past. So it's not purchasing. It's not something that is happening now, because was purchased in the past.
Okay.
It's another explanation. All right. Okay, so well, let's see if you can say this was purchasing. Okay, but that doesn't mean, that doesn't have like many sense, you know. Let's try to translate it like this. El Cadillac nuevecito que fue comprando hace menos de 2 semanas, fue destruido en el accidente. Ya no queda, ¿no? Pero si le pongo purchase, eh, el Cadillac nuevecito que fue comprado, comprado, pasado a participio, pasivo, hace menos de 2 semanas, fue destruido en el accidente.
Okay, yeah.
¿Ok?
Yep.
All right, very good. Because it's an adjective clause, remember, it's describing the Cadillac. It's describing a thing. Okay, the action is, the attention of the action is in the thing, is in the Cadillac. When you have to have the attention of the action is a passive voice sentence.
Okay. So to have it correct, instead of ing only, here we need to put ed.
Exactly, that's right.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
right. Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, let's go and finish the last one, please.
Okay. We have the fans. Here we have the food. Supporting the engine. Always come out. Creation of numbers now. So it's here the always here. It's incorrect.
Yes, incorrect. Very good. Why?
That's a good question. The fans here. Because if we are going to use the reduce, we cannot put the who.
Exactly, very good. Excellent. If you're going
Yes.
to use the ing form of the verb, you are not going to put the connector, right? The who. That's right. So you are going to omit it. And if you omit it, that's correct.
And
Okay.
if I put the complete one,
The complete one. Okay, do the complete one. So
the
you have the
fans
connector that is who, right?
who are
Who are.
supporting.
Excellent. Very good. Their team
Yes, always.
always, etc. Right?
Okay.
So you're going to reduce it, omitting the connector and the verb to be.
Ah, yeah.
Okay. And it's in present. The fans come out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's plural, fans come out, plural, fans come out. Okay. Who are the fans? Who are supporting now? Okay. Or
Yeah.
also you can put the complete clause in another tense, but in present. For example, who support, the fans who support their team always, right? This is the complete clause. Right, why? Because I can reduce it, omitting the connector and changing the verb to the ing form.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and it's in present. The fans who support come out to the games in large number. Present, present. Actually, this one would be better than the one that is here. Why? Because this is present and this is present continuous. Okay, it's a little bit
Mm-hmm.
different.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
but well, I think that you can write both, and both are going to be good as a reduced form, right? Because both are going to use the supporting, just supporting. All right, so let's finish here, Asa, and try to finish from 6 to number 10. Do a screenshot, please, or you
Yeah.
have the book in your WhatsApp. It's
Yep.
page number 247 on the PDF, and it's page number 229 on the book. Okay, 229.
Okay.
But the thing that I want that you understand is like you're okay. So the homework is going to understand this one from number 6 to number 10 and try to do the complete clause. So you're going to do the complete. The
Mm-hmm.
reduce is here, I think. If it is reduced, you have to reduce it. If it's reduced, you have to do the complete. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so see you next Wednesday. Have a really good afternoon and take care, please.
Yep, I'll try to do my best.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, see you
See
on
you.
Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.